Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of After the Movie.
Hello.
We're your hosts. I'm Skylar.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mia.
Mia's in this one this week. Now, I know I said that these would be on Tuesdays, but we're recording this on Tuesdays, so...
Yeah.
So Skylar's a liar.
So I guess it'll be Thursdays
This
or
week.
Fridays. Yeah.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Somewhere around there, yeah. Tuesdays and Thursdays, depending on...
Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Or just whenever we can drop it. But really, it should be more consistent than that, and I apologize.
Weekly, though. That's all that matters.
Yes. In any case, that's all that matters for YouTube. In any case, we didn't see any new movies this weekend. And there really wasn't anything that came out this weekend, unless Paddington 2 did come out this weekend, and I just didn't see that it came out this weekend, because I desperately wanted to see Paddington 2.
I don't think we got it.
But I don't know if it came out or not.
I didn't see it anywhere. I know The Darkest Hour came out, but I didn't
Oh, yeah.
get a chance to
That
watch
movie
anything.
that I had no idea what it was.
I had a bad reaction to cauliflower.
Oh, yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah. Well, bottom line, I just almost died.
Yeah.
My toes got tingly. And
That's not the good part of the story.
I think it's hilarious.
The good part of the story was when Brandon went to clean the bathroom and he threw up.
At my house.
How is any? how is any of this like the good part?
Right. Because I made it.
It was funny. Yeah, because he's alive.
So we didn't watch movies because of that.
Yeah.
But
I did watch over the weekend. I did watch. Me and Brandon watched Captain Underpants, the greatest movie of all time.
You should have told me you were gonna watch
and we watched Paddington, or I watched Paddington, which was also very good. And yes, I know I wanted to see Paddington 2 without having seen the first one, but I knew the first one was good, so it didn't matter. In any case, so yeah, Mia didn't see Captain Underpants.
I watched nothing.
She didn't see anything this weekend.
Watch anything.
But
I read the books.
That's true. But yeah, me and Brandon did watch the movie this weekend, so that's what we're going to talk about this week. And I think since last week we were talking about Academy Award nominations and things getting snubbed and all that.
I think it falls in line.
I think it falls into that because this movie was severely snubbed, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I agree.
No, like, I was reading into the IMDb, and the director plays a voice in The Boss Baby. That was nominated. What a load of shit.
I can't, dude. I can't. I don't know if I can watch
I can't bring myself
Baby.
to watch The Boss Baby. Sorry, I never will.
It's
never
on
will.
Netflix, but I don't know.
I'm gonna do it.
What?
It looks so cringy.
Why?
So you know what frustrates me about The Boss Baby too is that like the book The Boss Baby is like a joke book. Like it's just this singular joke that like this couple, they get a baby and the baby is the boss. But it's not like he's like in a little business. I mean in the illustrations he is in a business suit because it's funny, you know, it plays into the joke. But like the whole joke is that
Because everyone's boss wears a suit and tie.
yeah. Well, the joke of the book is that when they have when the couple has the baby is the one who's in charge of their lives.
Because
the
that's
baby
life.
cries and so it's like a joke. It's funny, you know. But that's all the book is. The book is nothing more than that. But in The Boss Baby, he's in like what is the Boss Baby cinematic universe equivalent of heaven, where they like designate what a baby's gonna do. I guess I don't know. It's really I can't even. I haven't seen the movie, so I guess all you Boss Baby lovers out there can write a bunch of hate comments.
Well, the thing is,
on my inaccuracies of the lore of the
I don't
Boss
think
Baby.
like at this point, I don't think we'll have any fans of the Boss
I don't think
Babies.
so either.
I think people like us enough to know what we like and don't like.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
even then, like people, like it was picked because it's DreamWorks. Like they could have released any other movie.
So was
they could have released another another sequel or something of something they already made, and that would have gotten nominated.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know why.
But I think also Boss Baby got more publicity.
I think it
more
did.
marketing.
I think it did. I think Captain Underpants.
Probably also that's probably also why it got nominated.
Captain Underpants. They might have. They might have been banking on the fact that it was a known property.
Is the Boss Baby like a recent book?
I don't know if it's okay. When I was at the bookstore and I saw the book, it had a sequel already. But it doesn't take that long to write a sequel to a children's book. So.
From what I remember, like
they've been around for a long
I know,
time.
but like, has there been a new one?
No, the series ended.
Yeah, I know.
I actually found out.
So like, they're not gonna bank. They're not gonna try to do advertising based on Captain Underpants books because, like, the books aren't coming out anymore. So like no one's reading them. No one's going out to buy like Captain Underpants.
Yeah, I think
except for us because we read them when we were kids because they were coming out when we were kids.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just that the Boss Baby was not a very well-known property. They just had the rights to it. They just needed to make another movie, and then
they wanted to make fun of other things in their trailers.
Yeah, and they that was weird.
Like the Beauty and the Beast trailer.
That was super weird. But like Captain Underpants, I feel like maybe it was that they were banking on the fact that this was obviously it's well known enough that they can make a movie about it, and people know what that IP is. People are like, oh, Captain Underpants. I'm familiar with Captain Underpants because my school had a book fair. But yeah, I think like this movie was like criminally like underrepresented in marketing. Yeah. And like I can't believe that the Boss Baby.
It was so funny and relatable.
It's so funny.
Like my brother and I were watching and it was just like, I hate to say it, but a lot of just modern education, public education, is the way it was represented in Captain Underpants. And
I thought that was interesting too, because it really does harken back to. There's like famously, in the about the author on Dave Pilkey who wrote the Captain Underpants books, he talks about how like he would draw comics in class, and then his teacher would kick him out of the room with a pencil and a paper and say, okay, now you have to write a paper on whatever, and then she would come back and he would have just drawn another comic, like that's and that's so like George and Harold and so kind of the point of the movie itself. And so I think like that was a really great way to because that didn't have to be the point of the story, or that didn't have to be one of the major threads in the story, but it was, and it kind of is a nice kind of way to tie it into the original material. I would argue that this is literally one of the greatest film adaptations of a book of all time. Because this one in particular.
Did it have Flip-O-Rama?
It actually does have Flip-O-Rama, and it's hilarious.
I always loved the Flip-O-Rama parts.
And I loved. There's a gag when they do. I hate to spoil it, but this movie's been out for months or whatever. So, but like, there's a gag in the Flip-O-Rama where like, they use it. The movie's really meta, and so they use the Flip-O-Rama to move the plot along. So they're like, they stop the movie before violent stuff can happen, and they're like, instead of showing you the violent stuff, we're going to show it to you in Flip-O-Rama because that's more appropriate. So then they do Flip-O-Rama, like it's Harold doing Flip-O-Rama, and then he rips one of the pages doing the Flip-O-Rama. And that was so perfect because I was like...
Well, that's what they do in the books.
That's exactly what would happen when you would do Flip-O-Rama in the books. You would rip the page,
But that's also like... That's like
such a meta movie.
That's like the... That's like the that also reminds me of like the Mashookies episode of like Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're gonna show you something different instead of violence.
Oh yeah, they cut to the koala eating like the leaf on the thing.
Oh yeah.
That's a really funny episode of Billy and Mandy. That show is awesome. We gotta do like a retrospective on that.
Yeah.
Mashookies.
They taste like my cat.
But what was the other thing? What was I gonna say?
So it's just the Poopy Pants book. Right?
Yeah. So for those of you who are familiar with Captain Underpants, this is essentially a direct adaptation of the book Captain Underpants and the plight of the perilous plight. The perilous plight of Professor Poopy Pants. And the cast is great in this. Like, everybody's perfect. It's not how I imagined George and Harold to sound, because they were children, so I imagined them to sound like children.
Right.
But they're played by Kevin Hart and Thomas Middleditch, who do not sound like children in any way.
It didn't sound too bad, though. It works.
Yeah, no, it works. Like, it works.
Who's Thomas Middleditch?
Thomas Middleditch is one of the actors on Silicon Valley. Yeah. That's kind of the biggest thing he's known for.
I don't know.
Yeah. And also he's been doing a lot of the Verizon ads recently. Right. Where it's like that gag where
like the guy.
He's got like curly hair, kind of big eyes, like yeah. That's Thomas Middleditch. He's really funny.
He's pretty funny.
And he's great as Harold. Oh yeah. I couldn't help but watch the movie and think of me and you. Yeah. There were certain moments where I was like, oh my god, it's me and Brandon. There's
what,
even like
Krupp like Miss M or what?
No, Miss M was great. Krupp is like a dick. And I love the end of the movie, actually, because it kind of redeems Krupp. And I was like, yes, that's kind of what I wanted. I was like, we can't have them be hating each other forever, you know? But yeah, I like that he said that the comics are pretty funny. I was like, I was like, that's nice. That's good.
But, that book isn't my favorite
funny.
out of the one. The one I like the best is the lunch lady one.
Oh, yeah.
Like the lunch ladies from outer space.
And, I don't know, is the lunch lady a character in the books, that the one that's in the film? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember her being
there was so much happening in the movie, where there were so many moments in the movie where I was like, it felt familiar, but I was like, I'm not sure if that's in the books or not. And so I was like, I feel like I'm missing out on something that
Is Super Diaper Baby in the
Super Diaper Baby is not in the film.
No, I love Super
not in this
Diaper
one,
Baby.
Not in this one, yeah. I would love...
Did it do well enough for a sequel?
I hope so.
Yeah,
and
don't you want to see him fight the poop?
I do want to see him fight the poop.
Yeah.
Did you read Super Diaper Baby?
I did.
That was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
The bad guy turns into a piece of poop.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to turn into a baby. But then it's like, oh no, you pooped in your diaper. We'll just leave the old one in the crib and I'll give you...
Oh my god.
That's so funny. And then he's like, hey, he turned into a piece of poop. Like, it's just super funny.
Yeah, that was just great.
It's like Mr. Hanky times 1,000.
Yeah. But yeah, I love how creative the movie is and how like meta it is. So there was there were like a couple scenes. So when they first introduced Captain Underpants, and it's all like animated to look, it's like 2D and it looks like George and her, or it looks like Harold's drawings.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
and then
I love the sock puppet.
The sock puppet scene was so funny. And that totally reminded me of something that like we would do.
Yeah.
And particularly just the way it happens, where like they're talking about, you know, like this dystopian future where they're not friends and they're just at the mall.
Months later.
And then they're old. And then like, he's like, you have a different haircut and I wear a suit for some reason. And then robots attack and he's like, why are there robots? Like, that felt so like totally it's very childlike.
Yeah.
How things kind of escalate in the movie,
right?
But also it reminded me of something that we would like a discussion we would have. Also, like Harold does this weird thing about like wanting to put dolphins in everything. Yeah, and then like it's totally weird.
That sounds like Rick and Morty stuff.
It's kind of it's kind of meta.
It's so funny.
You know?
It was written by the guy who wrote
Muppets Most Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted.
Yeah, when I didn't realize that, and then Brandon told me that, and then I was like, no wonder it's a perfect movie.
Yeah, that's why we love it so much.
We love Muppets Most Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted. Mia and I saw Muppets Most Wanted in theaters like 6 times.
Like
so great.
3 or 4 times.
I saw Star Wars 6
I remember our friend who worked at the Cinemark. I forget who it was.
No.
Oh no, Squanchy. You might see a cat walk through the screen.
Yeah.
Through the screen or across the screen?
He's gonna go. He's gonna attack you through the screen. He's gonna jump at you. I kind of want him to now cross in front because that'll be cool. Yeah. Oh shoot. Okay. But yeah, Captain Underpants is great. I mean,
watch it while it's on Netflix.
Yeah, watch it while it's on Netflix. I think DreamWorks and Netflix have a pretty tight relationship, so it'll probably be on there for quite some time. Oh, here he comes. You might see him. Yeah, there he is. Look at him. Hey, Squanchy.
What up, Squanch?
Yeah.
Special guest Squanchy.
But anyway, special guest Squanchy.
Do you have your little bean toes?
Those cats with their little bean toes. Anyway, I think that's it for Captain Underpants. Yeah, just go check it out. It's really good.
I will.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's really funny. It's great. Nick Kroll as is it Nick Kroll or is it somebody else who's Professor Poopy Pants? It totally sounded like Nick Kroll.
Yeah, it is. Nick Kroll.
And I
was Nick Kroll like Big Mouth.
Like Big Mouth.
Kroll.
Yeah.
We should talk about Big Mouth.
Really funny. Oh, I didn't even finish it, dude. I don't know if I can.
I watched the whole thing.
Have you seen it?
Have you seen
anything of it? It makes me uncomfortable. I didn't like. I'm always telling the line. Yeah, I agree. Like, the designs are weird.
But Nick Kroll's character looks just like him, though.
Yeah, it does. Like, it's weird.
He does just look.
Anyway, so that's it. I think.
Yeah, as far as
just go watch it. It's really funny.
Go watch it.
And even if you don't like potty humor, dumb humor, whatever, the movie totally calls itself out on it. Like, there were a couple points where the movie calls itself out on the whole basis of like the jokes, like how they're really like kind of immature and stuff,
They're so goofy.
It's really
it was
funny.
so stupid funny though.
Yeah.
It was like a 90s cartoon.
Yeah, it was nuts. And it didn't feel dated like, they had to put a pop song and, all these things. It was just like, it felt
right.
It just felt like a great adaptation of, this movie is to the Captain Underpants books what To Kill a Mockingbird, the film, is to the book To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. I feel incredibly confident in saying that. Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. The filmmakers were really confident in calling the movie the first epic movie. Because if it did not sell well, it would be the only epic movie. Yeah. But I hope it's not, because
I feel they'll make a second one.
It's really great.
I hope
it's
so.
really
It's
funny.
really good.
Yeah, and the cast
I think
I didn't know Jordan Peele was Melvin. That blew my mind. I was like, that's not him. And then I
was surprised
so
too.
I'm going to have to watch it again and listen, because I was like, that did not sound like him at all.
They'll make another one because,
I hope so.
if a lot of people watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if it does,
go watch it.
That's why Kick-Ass 2 exists, because the Kick-Ass DVDs sold like crazy.
What a shame.
But Matthew Vaughn was like, nah. Well, anyway, now it's on to the news.
Yay.
This is going to be a shorter episode, by the way, so, whatever. But
Unless we decide to make
nobody really watches this except my mom, so hello, Mother. Thanks for listening.
I watched the last episode.
But you're on the show.
And I commented on it.
So it doesn't matter. You can.
I commented on it from my own
You can
YouTube
actively
channel.
participate in the show. So, anyway, so here we go. Here's the news for the week. So, first off, we got the first official trailer. I guess it's a trailer. Is it a teaser trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the first official trailer.
It's the only one I want to watch.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I loved it. I thought it was really cool.
I wish the color palette was a little stronger.
Yeah.
I really hate that the Wasp has just like a very
yellow
dim,
tinted.
Yellow.
It should have been bright yellow.
Yeah, I just want yellow.
If
like
anyone's
Yellow Jacket was like this bright yellow, like
They could have even made it like amber.
Yeah,
Like a nice
That'd be cool.
orange.
Well, dude, if anyone's gonna have, I feel like if anyone's gonna have a big flashy outfit, it should be the Wasp.
Yeah.
Because she has wings.
Yeah,
I
mean, it should have just definitely had like more yellow outlines.
Yeah.
When I think of the Wasp outfit, I know you're gonna hate me when I say this, but I think of the Avengers anime Wasp.
Oh my god, yeah.
Her outfit, I like her outfit. I think it looks cool. I'm probably the only person who's watched that show.
Did you guys know
what?
there's an Avengers anime?
I like it. It's stupid, but I like it.
It's incredibly.
It's like
most
Digimon with the Avengers.
The most jarring thing in the world is hearing a Japanese guy do a Robert Downey Jr. voice while and then I wonder, is that the guy who officially dubs Robert Downey Jr. in movies and stuff in the Japanese dubs,
all of the Avengers.
Squanchy's little face is so cute.
They all speak Japanese now.
Yeah, it's
even
weird.
the American kid and the French girl, they speak Japanese.
It's very bizarre. But anyway,
I like it. But that's what I think. I think her outfit should be flashy.
I do like the outfit in her outfit in that show. But either way, I really liked all the stuff we saw. I love all the shrinking and growing gags.
It's hilarious.
When they go, I love the car growing underneath and flipping the car above it. The Pez dispenser is great.
Oh, them shrinking the building and then
shrinking the building and
making it like a luggage. That's cool.
It's great. And then I know a lot of people online were like, "Did that make any sense?" And I'm like, dude, it's Ant-Man. It's Ant-Man. What do you like? I know when the Marvel movies started, they were all like, "Oh, it's grounded in reality," blah 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 blah. Everything was kind of grounded, and it still is. I kind of hate that Vulture, looked the way he did. I wanted him to look, I kind of wanted more comic booky, but it worked. It looked good. I just, it's like, can nobody have superpowers in the Marvel movies? That's really my biggest complaint.
I think now that they got
nobody has superpowers,
back.
But yeah. I think now that they have that'll definitely.
It's gonna open up some.
The only person who has superpowers. Well, I guess no. There's a couple people who have / had superpowers. Would be Peter Parker, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. In all the MCU, they're the only people who have superpowers,
different powers,
specific types of powers.
Well, because if you're doing categories of.
But everybody else is literally just. I don't know. Everybody else is literally just a strong dude who can punch Real good.
Oh my god, there's some kid on like
a Segway
thing outside.
Hang on.
Yeah, dude, check it out. Okay, I'm gonna do that since this is like a tradition. Okay, excellent. Brandon's back.
Howdy.
Okay, so yeah, so that's really my problem with that. But anyway, I digress. People were complaining because they were like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Where were they complaining, on Facebook?
On like Twitter and stuff.
Oh my god.
Because they were like, it was like, and I thought this too, but I was like, forget it. That's I'm sure there's some explanation for it if necessary. If not necessary, it doesn't really matter. But like, I thought it too. If he shrinks down the building and then tilts it and then puts it in the car, the contents of the building, I mean, like papers, desks, toilets.
Well, unless they bolted everything down.
Well, yeah, but then like you can't bolt down paper. Did he go to every room and like...
He walks in and everything's like...
I don't know. Maybe he shrunk them, all the stuff inside small first and then shrunk the building.
Maybe. Well, we don't know. It's a very small clip in the film.
Or what if it's just an empty building? You don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like 5 seconds in the trailer.
And also,
but that's such a like not important question.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It's people just want the science to make sense, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. The only person the only thing that's going to bother me about people complaining about the science is when Neil deGrasse Tyson comes on, he's going to be like, well, actually, if they didn't have shrinking technology, like it doesn't,
But like even Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't even give a shit.
Yeah, he does not.
He doesn't take these
things seriously. He never comments on the Marvel movies.
Yeah, because he probably enjoys them.
He's just a dick about the Star Wars ones.
Yeah.
Every time a Star Wars movie comes out, he's like, well, actually, if that were real, that doesn't make any sense, Star Wars. It's like, yeah, well, guess what? It's called a fucking sci-fi opera. It's science fantasy. Like, don't even. Like, shut the hell up. Anyway.
That's why Carl Sagan will always be cool.
Yeah, he's the best. Because he died before he could complain about these movies, and so we can still love him.
But he was around when the Star Wars existed.
That's true.
And he never complained
about it.
He never complained
about it.
He enjoyed them.
Granted, there wasn't Twitter for him to go, well, actually. But I think he wouldn't have
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. And I think Neil deGrasse Tyson
should know better.
He seems like an okay guy.
I don't know.
If I met him,
he complains about everything.
He complains
about everything.
He complains about Gravity and Interstellar.
I don't get... Like, why?
I guess it's not really
what's
complaining. He's just being factual.
Yeah, but it's like...
But it's taking away from the point of the movie.
Anyway.
Whatever.
So yeah, there's that. The scene with the Wasp... with the knives getting thrown.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's such a badass.
And then her wings come out, and then it cuts to Paul Rudd being like, "Wait, so
it's like
you weren't gonna give me wings?
So you didn't have that technology, right?
It's like,
when
no,
you gave me my suit?
I gave her wings and blasters, and then he's like, "Wait, you didn't have that stuff for me?" And he's like, "No, I did. I just didn't give it to you."
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Funny. Well, I mean, come on, Paul Rudd, you did get, put in jail again.
Yeah, it's true.
That wasn't your fault.
I'm intrigued about... A lot of people were wondering, when does this take place?
Well, clearly
obviously after Civil War. But before or after Infinity War is the question. Because it's coming out after Infinity War. And, Kevin Feige says, unless explicitly stated in the films, they take place when they come out and, chronologically. So...
What if it's after... But Doctor Strange is like reverse time.
Oh yeah.
And they're getting ready for like Thanos to come back in the sequel.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe Infinity War ends where like they've lost.
Someone's died or something.
Like they've lost significantly, but I'm thinking that battle in Wakanda is the climax of Infinity War, and because it's so off in a whole other area. I mean, Ant-Man's in San Francisco. Yeah. And the only other city we see in Infinity War is New York. So, Thanos isn't even on that coast, Thanos is killing Spider-Man or whatever.
Or Pepper Potts.
Or Pepper Potts is theorized. Yeah. It's just...
like when he's squeezing Thor's head.
Oh my god, I love that. And Thor's like... Oh my god.
So sad.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, I think Infinity War could end in a place where things are horrible, but
there's room to fix things.
There's room for Ant-Man to happen. There's room for Captain Marvel to happen. There's room for whatever the other movie that's going to happen happen.
Well, Captain Marvel's in the 90s.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I forgot about that. We're gonna get to that. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's Ant-Man and the Wasp. It looks great. Oh, we didn't see Walton Goggins, who was apparently in the film.
Who's that again?
Yeah, we didn't see him in the trailer. Maybe he's.
Or is he still in the film? Because I only heard of it when they announced it.
Who is that again?
Walton Goggins.
Vice Principals.
Yeah, he's on Vice Principals. He's he's the other Vice Principal that's not Danny McBride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is he like a new character?
I
in this
love
movie?
that guy. Yeah, he's the new
Okay,
villain.
that's why I was like, I don't remember that. person's name.
And then I forget who it is. It's an actress.
Lawrence Fishburne was in the trailer
Lawrence
for this,
Fishburne's in
and I'm
it,
like,
and I don't know who
wait,
he's
did
playing.
you switch over
He's
from
Goliath.
DC to
Oh,
Marvel?
that's right. He's Goliath, and I forgot that he was in.
And that's why he has better freaking enhancing technology to turn into a giant. I'm calling it right now. He's gonna help out Hank Pym.
He'll be in some sort of accident.
Yeah.
That's his power. Please, just give him a superpower. I don't want people
Is
to just
this-
have suits anymore.
Is this his?
I'm tired of suits.
Maybe he's the one responsible for the growing technology.
Yeah.
And
Is this
Pym's
his
from
character
the
in an
shooting.
alternate universe
Yeah.
from the Man of Steel universe?
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe
Hopefully.
so. I hope.
Because fuck the Man of Steel.
You forgot he was in Man of Steel and
Maybe I
Batman
forgot he
vs
was-
Superman: Dawn of Justice.
That's good.
Batman v Superman.
We didn't talk about that movie.
We do need to talk about that movie. We need to do like a commentary or something on that movie. There's too much to say. There's too much to say about that movie.
So next on the agenda.
But well, yeah. I mean, okay. I guess that's that for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it looks great, and I think it's gonna be good.
Looks awesome.
So there is going to be a sort of biopic. I never know what to call these movies because it's like when it's not about their whole life. It's not really a biopic. It's more like
It's like
you know, just
Shot.
a chunk of
yeah, like
their
a like a
biography.
snapshot, like a
Snap.
like a bio snapshot. But there's going to be a film about Mr. Rogers and his relationship with a reporter who wrote a story on him, and how they became good friends, and how Mr. Rogers is just the nicest man on the planet, or he was. Him and Carl Sagan, man, power team. And Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers. I think Tom Hanks is a little too. I mean, he's not fat. Tom Hanks isn't fat, you know. But
He'll lose weight. He did for Castaway.
yeah, it's true. But yeah, I was just gonna say like Mr. Rogers was a thin man.
Like 10 years ago, though.
Yeah, but yeah,
I love Mr. Rogers.
I love Mr. Rogers.
And I
too.
love Tom
And
Hanks.
apparently, now this is just according to Yorma Taccone on Twitter, but he says that his wife is directing the film.
Ooh.
And I'm like, all right, well, if Yorma Taccone is like even tangentially involved, that makes it
Yeah.
even better.
That's
Like,
awesome. That's great.
I love Yorma. But I think he'll do great. And there was a great Onion article that I saw today that was like, Tom Hanks won't rest until he has played every American in
Oh,
film.
yeah.
It's like,
true.
Dude, that's
probably
awesome.
true.
First he plays like Walt Disney, like
Dude, he's been snubbed for so much in
I
terms of
know.
awards.
Well, like what is that about? Like why
'Cause-
did like I'm still pretty salty about him not getting like nominated for Saving Mr. Banks. 'Cause he was
Yeah,
really good.
he's great.
As the first person to play Walt Disney in like a film, like I think it's a pretty damn good
He's
job.
great in that movie. He's great as Walt Disney. He's great as Sully and as Captain Phillips, and like, but he did. Look at me, look at me. I am the captain now. But he hasn't been nominated for any of those.
He's good at playing the real life Woody. Like that's you know.
Yeah.
That sounds really exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Sounds
I think it's
good.
gonna be good.
I love
I
Mr.
can't wait to
Rogers.
see. Can't wait to see what that turns into.
Yeah.
So the first reactions to Black Panther are in, and it's apparently great.
Of course.
It's apparently the greatest movie of all time.
That's why there's early reactions. Because they knew it was going to be good.
Yeah. The embargo is apparently
Yeah.
getting lifted 10 days before, which is always a good sign. I don't know if anything will ever beat the Civil War embargo, which I think was like practically a month in advance. They were super confident in that movie, but this movie is crazy. Like the amount of people at the premiere of this movie is insane. Like if you look at any of the footage from the premiere, just people screaming, like you know,
It
like
looks so cool, man.
oh my god!
I'm
and
so
the
excited for
movie
this movie.
looks amazing. I did say this on Twitter. I am a little nervous about it being kind of a retread of the Iron Man plot, but that is only vague strokes that I pointed out because Iron Man and Ant-Man
Well,
and
like-
like a lot of the movies it's about a guy with like special technology, which is how he got his superpowers, or he uses tech to fight crime, whatever. And then like a bad guy from like a competing company or something wants that technology, and then the end of the movie is them fighting in like opposite suits.
I feel like it's gonna be more than him. Though. I feel
But
like
yeah,
Claw's gonna have a bigger part in it.
Claw, I think, will have a big part in it. And then we also get a very brief look at who's the other character that we see that's not Killmonger in the initial trailer. We get a brief look at another one of the leaders of one of the other tribes in Wakanda. But I forget what that character is. But I got really excited when I saw that because I was like, okay, so we're gonna get like multiple villains, and if one of them dies, we still have other ones that have been established in this movie that can carry over into another Black Panther movie, whatever. So I mean, there's a lot going on in this movie that God, it looks great. People are saying this is going to be a cultural phenomenon, and I think that might be putting it lightly.
I'm stoked. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy it's finally happening.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So next on the list, the first photos from the set, very blurry though, I might add, of the Halloween sequel that Danny McBride is working on.
What?
Yeah. And so one of the things too.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, no, this kind of is going under the radar a little bit. I only ever hear about it every couple of weeks, and it's always one tiny piece of information. But one of the big things about this
What
is
is
that
this, Halloween 20,000?
it does have Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and
It's an official sequel.
it's an official sequel to the first movie.
Real sequel.
Okay.
So all the movies
John Carpenter's
so all the movies from Halloween 2 onward,
not canon.
non-canon with this movie. This movie takes place as the sequel to, it's a direct sequel to Halloween with no other canon involved.
Right.
There's no H2O?
Not even H2O, which I was intrigued by because I'm like, hey, Jamie Lee Curtis is in that one, and that's, but yeah, I also appreciated.
Will she be eating Activia in the movie?
Can you imagine the whole movie's just like this?
Sponsored by Activia.
It's like it's sponsored content for Activia. No, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I appreciated on Michael Myers' chair on the set. It just says The Shape, which is what he's called in the initial film.
Yeah.
Nobody refers to him as Michael Myers, so I appreciated that. I thought that was cool. But yeah. Pretty cool. I think that's gonna be pretty solid. I love Danny McBride. Speaking of Walton Goggins a few moments ago.
Yeah.
Big ass. I like that part.
I love Tropic Thunder. So also
you fill in the blank in the comments below.
All the comments, in all caps. So speaking of murderers and set photos. We also get our first look of Zac Efron as Ted Bundy.
Dude, I'm actually pretty excited because, Ted Bundy's such an interesting, serial killer.
Uh-huh.
Serial killers are just interesting in general.
Uh-huh.
And, knowing that another, person who came from Disney Channel is playing a serial killer is, what a weird trend.
It's weird.
Because, they had, what's his name? Ross Lynch.
Yeah, that one
who's
kid.
on what's called Allie and AJ.
Yeah.
Not Allie and AJ. That's Allie Machoka.
It's Allison and AJ Machoka.
What was that? Austin and Allie.
Austin and Allie.
Same names, pretty much. Yeah, he was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I remember
so,
that. How did people respond to that movie? That movie kind of came and went.
It's forgotten already.
Very quickly. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's interesting that people who came from Disney
yeah, no,
Channel
I agree. It's almost like it's like a rite of passage or something.
Right.
Even though Zac Efron looks kind of like Ted Bundy though,
no, dude, he totally looks like it.
Yeah,
That's why I brought this up because the side by side images, I was like, oh my god,
creepy.
It was really spooky how much he looks like him.
Well, I mean that's how Ted Bundy would lure his.
He had that weird grin.
Okay, it looks like we're running out of time here, so we'll just quickly go through this. Also, I just want to point out the title of that movie really annoys me. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile.
That's too long of a title.
I don't like that title. If your title has a comma and and it's not just to kind of, separate words, it's to separate full phrases. I think there's a problem.
We're probably gonna shorten that.
Was that like the title of an article or a book or
yeah,
something?
I think
that
it
they,
is. It probably
said
is.
about him.
Lily Collins is also in the movie, and I like her, so I think that'll probably be that'll be interesting. Photos, official photos of Jessica Jones season 2, not just off the set. Looks like she goes to prison. Intriguing. I'm interested.
Orange
the first
is
season,
the New Black prison.
the Netflix cinematic universe.
I told you they crossed over Kimmy Schmidt and Orange is the New Black.
And it's like canon. Yeah, it's weird. Poo. Okay, well, we'll just keep doing the audio. Is the audio still going? Yeah, the audio's still going. Okay, so we'll just keep going with the audio. But we'll wrap it up. But yeah, I think Jessica Jones is one of the stronger Marvel Netflix shows. Because I think Iron Fist,
definitely wasn't.
Too much business, not enough iron or fist.
Yeah.
Or fisting.
That's what I was going to say.
I said it for you. There you go.
And Luke Cage, I think, is solid, but I think it drags in the middle.
Luke Cage is my favorite, though.
Yeah. I like Daredevil's my favorite, but I'll say probably Jessica Jones is the strongest
arc
season, of all of them. But granted, I also do think it drags in the middle. I think that's a big problem. And me and Brandon have talked about this before. And maybe we should make like a whole video on it. But like we call it the Netflix syndrome or the Netflix problem, where you have too little story for too many episodes, and like there are episodes that just nothing happens because they have to kind of
we have like filler episodes.
Well, but it's not even filler episodes. It's like it's not even filler episodes.
Or it like takes them too long to get somewhere, and like they take one whole episode just to get there.
Well, yeah, and not even that. It's like a whole episode, nothing happens. It's like there's no goal for an episode. It's
so
just
it's
kind of like,
why don't you go do this? And then they just don't do it.
Yeah, it's like
It's a meaningless journey.
Yeah, I always I kind of say it's like there's a beginning and an end of an episode, and like the beginning of an episode they devote to one whole episode, and then the end of an episode they devote to like the third whole episode, but that second episode is the whole middle where not a lot happens and there's not really any goals. So it's like they're kind of just meandering and wandering around and not like, it's really it gets frustrating, but it's a little more complicated than that. But anyway, so I'm intrigued. I liked Jessica Jones, and I think the second season will probably be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And then finally, last on the list, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Last week we talked about her in her pilot outfit.
Yeah.
That was on the set, but now we have a picture of her actual outfit on the set, or at the very least some sort of preliminary version of the outfit, because it is green.
I also think it's because Captain Marvel gives her the initial suit.
Yeah, you think so?
Everybody's wanting her to have the freaking colored suit right off the bat, but
it's like you can't.
I think it's the suit that Jude Law is going to pass down to her.
Yeah.
For her to access her powers initially.
Do you think he'll get it from like the Kree?
Yeah, because he is Kree.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Marvel
right.
is Kree. Yeah.
I'm a dummy, but yeah, no, that's cool. I like. Yeah. Excuse me, I liked it a lot. And I wish Jude Law had a bigger. I'm kind of sad because I know for a fact he's probably going to die in the first like 20 minutes.
First act,
yeah, that'll be like the inciting incident or something. He'll be gone. He'll be gone.
I mean, who knows? It may be different though.
Or maybe he'll like get shot up into space or whatever, and then that's what I'm intrigued by. Do you think Captain Marvel gets like shot up into space or something, and that's why we haven't heard from her for 20 years?
Maybe she's fighting in the Kree Skrull War.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe that's where she was. Maybe she went up to fight with the Kree against the Skrull, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's definitely going to tie in with the Skrull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Because the Skrull are the villains.
And maybe some Skrulls stuck around on Earth while she's fighting. I don't know. Who knows? It's gonna be cool as hell. And this is gonna I'm most excited for because like it's gonna open up so many freaking windows and questions, man.
And I really hope that she has, again, talking about like superpowers and stuff. I really want her to have superpowers. You know? Like, I mean, Captain Marvel can fly.
What's cool is that like in the comics, at least in the animated cartoon, I believe happened in the comics as well. Rogue acquires her flying powers from Captain Marvel.
Whoa.
From Carol Danvers, and permanently keeps them because since Danvers didn't naturally acquire her mutant abilities, they're Kree abilities that she inherits.
Oh.
And that's why they stuck with Rogue as they bind it into her mutant DNA.
damn, dude. I think this movie's gonna be awesome if they do it right.
Yeah, it's opening up a lot now that the mutants are back. It's like the future of Marvel movies are gonna stay fresh for sure.
It's totally gonna be fresh, especially if they can crack Fantastic Four.
Oh, they will.
And I think
they so will.
Like, look, Kevin Feige. I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but Brad Bird already made a good Fantastic Four movie, so
I'm pretty sure he'd make the best live action one.
Maybe
too,
just call him up, just at least see what he has to say, just see what he has to say.
Who would be a good Fantastic Four though?
I don't know.
I want Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah. Yeah. As Miss Fantastic.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, as the Invisible Woman.
Storm.
Yeah. She'd be great.
She'd be awesome, yeah.
And
who could be let's get Miles Teller to be No, I'm just
No.
Let's get Miles Teller to stop acting because he's so fucking ugly.
Oh my god, dude.
Miles Teller's gonna watch this. He starts crying.
You're like, why did you say that?
Oh no, some guy thinks I'm ugly.
In case you are listening, Mr. Teller, I did just recently buy Whiplash on Blu-ray. So,
you're a good actor, but you're ugly, bro.
So, oh my god.
I
don't condone this.
I think we should get Chris Evans to play the Human Torch and Michael Chiklis to be the thing.
I gotta say, Michael Chiklis as the thing is like too perfect. It's hard for me to imagine anybody else.
I feel like they're gonna do like a younger era.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, if Saoirse Ronan was the Invisible Woman, they could
I feel like they're
totally
gonna start with them like as college grads.
But they still bought the Avengers Tower and they make it the Baxter Building because they're like super geniuses. Yeah. Marvel's got a lot of super geniuses, huh? Yeah. Because Peter's like a genius.
It's time for some low level. Like,
it's time for some
dumb
dumb
Richard
people.
Rider so bad because I feel like Richard Rider would definitely relate with like a lot of the lower level people that aren't fucking super geniuses. Yeah. That struggle through school or didn't go to school and is just a regular dude that could end up being more than just a regular dude. They need to do more of that.
Yeah, kind of Captain America-ish.
Yeah, and like I feel like the Cap's the only character, and I think that's the reason why he's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
because he's the most relatable dude.
Super relatable.
Him and Ant-Man.
Yeah, and another Ant-Man-esque.
Everybody else are just rich dudes turned superheroes or super geniuses turned superheroes.
Yeah. And I mean, again, that's how I feel about the superpowers thing. It's like I don't want a guy in like a suit that gives him his ability.
Yeah, that's why Captain Marvel 2 is gonna be really cool. I would want like Richard Rider too. I mean, he gets the Nova helmet, and he gets the Nova suit, and those are superpowers. It's more than just a suit.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for with Marvel too. Like with her, I hope her suit is more than just. Yeah. I hope that she can access her powers outside of wearing it.
I hope that for instance, like Peter Quill, he kind of loses his, god-like powers, but that's only in relation to his ties with Ego. Right. So I hope that he still has something. Yeah.
I'm sure he will. That'll probably be a big moment in Infinity War.
Yeah, maybe he'll get a good moment in Infinity War.
I wonder if Magneto's gonna make it as a canon father to the twins now, though.
Yeah, they really left that open.
They kind of did.
They really left that open.
And another thing is just Magneto should have just dumped these kids and ran off too.
Yeah, he totally could have. So even canonically, if their parents weren't Magneto and whomever, it could still be. It could just be that he just was like, I don't want these things.
I'm evil.
Yeah.
I'm evil and I'm from Sokovia. Because canonically they'd be from Sokovia.
Yeah. Well, again, he could have just dropped them off as babies.
That's true. And then they just got accents.
Could have been in Eastern Europe. That sounds like something Magneto would be doing.
That seems super plausible. Yeah. Hey, Kevin Feige, once again, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but
or maybe you could just hire us.
If you hired me and Brandon, we wouldn't have to tell you how to do your job. We could just, come up with some of this stuff.
Pick their brains.
You could tell us to do your job.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine? Oh my god. I would lose my mind.
It's inevitable.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially for Star Wars.
Yeah. That was one of the things I didn't write down, but what the hell is going on with that Han Solo movie, man?
What do you mean?
So on the list of things that Disney has announced to release at the Super Bowl, Han Solo's not on there. And on top of that,
it's still slated for May.
As precedent, it's still slated for May. And as precedent, they have never released a first trailer for one of the Star Wars movies since they acquired Lucasfilm at the Super Bowl. So
clearly they're being consistent.
So yeah, so you know, but we're 5 months out from this movie, and we have not seen a single image.
Well, maybe they want you to be surprised.
Yeah, we're basically 4 months out.
I think they're gonna move it forward. Man.
I think. Well, you think they're gonna push it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it just does not like. It doesn't feel like, you know, like not even May. Just like, you know, I mean, not even like December or whatever. Just, you know, like
they like
August.
Because they even like to hype their stuff up more, and like the products haven't dropped at all.
I think part of the thing is because they reshot so much of it and they had to rework so much of it. They probably just don't have enough done.
It might be more like
to
an August or September release.
I think they'll push it just a little bit. Yeah, the end of summer, like at the tail end of summer. But it won't be a December release. Yeah,
December.
But they are desperately trying to make their Star Wars movies come out in May. Like they really, almost every single one of them has been scheduled to come out in May.
Is it so they can say May the 4th be with you?
I think what they want to do too is they want to have.
Maybe.
I think they're gonna start projecting to 2 Star Wars films a year, like Marvel.
Yeah.
They're gonna have one in May and then one in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe one early in the year. They're gonna start. I think they're just gonna start adding on because the slated schedule for the television series is also 2019, I think, or at least production in 2019. So they've got a lot of stuff planned out.
Yeah.
I don't think they're still learning because like they're only 3 movies in and they're about to eclipse the 5 billion point. That the requirement. Yeah. So I think after that they're gonna kind of start doing whatever the hell they want at that point because right now they're just like let's get our money back first and let me get the loyal fans in. That way when we get the 5 billion then we can start doing this and that and adding more movies and stuff to the slots.
Yeah.
And I think the legend stories like Solo and Obi-Wan are gonna be like kind of the risk takers that they really don't care about.
Yeah, I was reading a comment that somebody wrote that was like. They kind of pitched like the Obi-Wan movie I would love to see, which was like Obi-Wan hiding out because obviously it would take place between 3 and 4.
Right.
There'll be Obi-Wan hiding out on Tatooine, watching over Luke from afar, but it's like a western, and it's like Obi-Wan has to like protect this like small town on Tatooine, you know. And I'm like, oh, that'd be sick.
I've read that, and then like I thought it'd be pretty cool too that he gets kidnapped off of Tatooine.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Because like we're so tired of seeing desert planets.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's tired of it, you know.
Yeah, so he gets kidnapped or chased off Tatooine, so he has to like leave for a little bit.
Yeah,
and find his way back to Tatooine.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Would still be.
Because if
Ewan McGregor.
Because in between 3 and 4, I think it would make sense that he left Tatooine to avert the Empire and the Sith Inquisitors from going there to find Luke.
Yeah. So he's like on the. Yeah. So he's like on the outskirts to like, like on the outskirts of the planet to like to make sure nobody.
So he's definitely not going to be. I don't think we're going to see young Luke at all because he's
no, for sure,
preventing trouble
in this mythical Obi-Wan movie. Anyway, well, that's it. Unless you
no, that's
had any news, I don't know.
I don't have any news at all.
Yeah, look out, guys, for our. We're gonna be reviewing Black Panther like the second that thing comes out.
Yeah, next week.
Woot woot.
So no, like 2 weeks, dude.
2 weeks?
Yeah, we got a couple. We got a couple more weeks, but it's coming. I'm just telling you guys, get ready now because it's coming.
When is it coming?
We are gonna see it on the 15th.
Okay, yeah, that's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, and then we're also gonna. I want to do a Valentine's Day episode, so get ready for that. We'll talk about some kind of romantic movie or something.
Valentine's Day.
But yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No. So for movie club today, let me see. Are we still recording? Yeah, we are. Okay. For movie club today, the topic is underrated animated films because I genuinely believe that the Captain Underpants film is like underrated. I think a lot of people wrote it off the same way that they write off the books. They're like, oh, they're just dumb poop humor or whatever, and they are. But they're also just really funny. Like it's just funny, and I love that was also the point of the movie where they're like, why can't you just laugh? Poopy pants, like your own name, like why can't you just find it funny? I did miss, that was one thing I missed in the movie, was I missed the whole Because in the book, his plan is to give everybody a stupid name like his.
Yeah.
And so he builds the giant billboards that scan that image and then do 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, 2017. But I miss that because in the movie they don't do that where he builds these billboards and comes up with the stupid names that everybody gets based on the letters in their name.
Yeah.
But I guess
like
that
your
works.
Initials.
Yeah, but it works better in the book, I think, because if you're a kid and you're reading it, you're like, oh, what's my
what's my
goofy
silly name?
Yeah. But anyway, so underrated animated movies. I don't know, Mia, why don't you kick us off? What would you suggest to everybody to watch as an underrated animated movie?
I don't know. That is a good
trying
question.
to think. I wanted to say The Iron Giant, but I don't think it's really underrated.
Not at all.
I mean, I think it's underrated in the sense that not a lot of people.
Well, because I'm trying to think
to
of
it.
what's a movie that I like that's animated that would be underrated.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It could be a super popular movie, or it could be made by a big company, but you can feel that some aspect of it is underrated. You know what I mean? So you can kind of cheat it that way.
You know what's underrated as hell? Titan AE.
Oh yeah, Titan AE.
Don Bluth movie.
When did that come out? That came out at the same time
It's
as
like
another
2000 or
movie.
something.
But it came. Oh, that's right. That came out kind of at the same time as Treasure Planet.
Right.
And they did
Also
kind of
another
similar stuff. And Treasure Planet, I would say, is a very underrated
Treasure
movie.
Planet, Titan AE, and Atlantis, I feel are very underlooked.
Yeah.
And should be the live action adaptations that Disney should be considering.
They should be, yeah.
Not Titan AE because
That's not, yeah. But yeah.
Now
Treasure
it is.
Planet.
Isn't it
Fox. Yeah.
They own it.
So it is a Disney movie.
It's gonna
now.
live
I
action
was just
Titan AE
gonna
going,
say, doesn't Disney own
Yeah.
all the Don Bluth
We're
movies?
getting a live action adaptation of Titanic and live action adaptation. I was just gonna list a bunch of live action movies. But it'd be fun.
And as far as Japanese, I don't know if the Idiot Adventures of Photon would count as a movie because it's kind of like it's a mini anime series. But
See, because I was thinking about anime series.
like
Should I
an
say
anime series.
something from an anime
so
series?
I'd say Idiot Adventures of
A
Photon.
few
for
episodes, or
I would.
a TV movie or something.
I'll say we can say those. Yeah. I mean that's not.
Okay.
It's animation
Those
and
are
it's
my picks.
kind of long form. But
For sure.
yeah. What would you say, Mia? Now that we're not on camera anymore, we can't.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I can't just blindly say something to somebody.
I would say in terms of a movie that I like that I think not a lot of people have seen is Kiki's Delivery Service.
That's a good one.
Because
That's a good one.
I grew
That's
up
not-
watching it, and I know a lot of other people did, and they still watch it now. But whenever I say that movie, and I tell them, "Oh yeah, my dog, her name's Kiki, after Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service," they're like, "What is that?" So that, and then I don't know, in terms of not anime or not Japanese.
Well, I mean,
animation,
it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
that's a long pause.
Well,
of no
I don't know. I'm
sound.
trying to think. Could I say a TV show?
Well,
Is
yeah,
that a
it's
movie?
fine. It doesn't have to be a movie.
Miraculous
necessarily.
Ladybug. There you go.
Okay, yeah, Miraculous Ladybug.
But you guys already know that I love that.
Yeah.
But you should watch it. It's good. Season 2 is pretty darn good.
It's pretty good.
It's
Everything
good
I've
so
seen
far.
so far.
Everything so far is really, really good.
Other than Captain Underpants, which has been the topic of discussion for today, obviously, I guess all throughout there, you know what? I'm going to say it. Me and Brandon always talk about it. A Bug's Life is
my favorite
a
Pixar
great movie, and nobody talks about it. And it's kind of frustrating how nobody talks about it. I would also argue that Monsters, Inc. is kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Because, again, nobody talks about it. It just, it kind of just went by the wayside because of Finding Nemo.
Well, and then they
all
just
that.
talk about, Monsters University.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate how,
they totally know what college is like. Yeah, because, those people didn't go to college
yeah, it's what do you
to
think?
get to where they are.
But, I kind of hate how
Those dumb
there's
Tumblr
this,
operations.
there's this tendency in, Disney films and, or any really big studio movies, when a sequel comes out, there are no more products or no more, it to the company when, selling that franchise. That first movie doesn't exist anymore. So there it's as an example, it's there's no more Groot products just Baby Groot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you know, and then after Infinity War comes out, there will be no Baby Groot products anymore. It'll be adolescent Groot. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Like when Wreck-It Ralph 2 comes out, all of the products, like if Ralph has some sort of distinct feature on him in this second one that sets him apart from the first one, no Wreck-It Ralph toy ever again will look like the one from the first movie. Yeah. And that really bothers me. But yeah, I hate that. Like they did it with Monsters University.
Is Small Soldiers considered animated?
It's like half animated. It's like or not even half. Like
because that's not even CGI.
Yeah, like a quarter animated.
Well,
yeah, it's like
most of it's all practical.
Most of it's practical. Yeah. There's some CGI. But
most of it's practical.
Small Soldiers.
Those creepy ass Barbies in that movie are like.
Oh my
CGI.
god, it's horrifying.
I love that movie. I love Small Soldiers.
That movie's horrifying.
It's so cool.
I remember we saw that in theaters.
It's very much like it's very much like I don't know if it came out after Toy Story, but it very much feels like
it was in '99, I think.
Yeah, see,
it's
I agree
Toy Story
it's cool.
Extreme.
I agree it's cool, and I agree that it's like kind of it's scary, but like in a cool way, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say it bums me out that when I watch a movie, I can feel
the Toy Story vibes.
Well, I can feel the executive who's like, that Toy Story movie did real well. But we gotta make it real edgy and extreme for all the teenagers. And like, I can feel it like seeping through. Like,
so we'll use action.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Yeah, McDonald's had a really cool like Happy Meal toy, and Burger King was like, let's make it extreme.
Yeah, and that's a very '90s way of like thinking.
Because that's how Burger King was in the '90s.
Yeah,
they're extreme.
It's super duper. Yeah. Like it's hard to not see that, but I do enjoy watching that movie because it's just like that movie's just kind of a miracle that it exists. It's just so like
I love that movie.
Weird. It's
so
just
crazy.
A weird, crazy ass movie, and I hate some of the designs of the characters, and not because I'm like, oh, it's like badly designed. It's just like gross. Like it's just like. And like not like gross, like oozing something or whatever.
Just like not pleasant.
Yeah, not pleasant to look at. Yeah, like their teeth and their eyes and like
so weird.
It's just weird and ugly.
I like the weird,
but in a really
weird
interesting
things,
way.
whatever they are.
Those are like the Gorgonites are so well designed. I think I love the way they look. But it's the other characters that like.
And then as they went down the river, they all fell in and their batteries died, so they all died.
Yeah, I know. The ending of that movie is really odd.
So like I know like they suddenly became organic creatures like
yeah like is it, you know, and again it's like I don't mind questions like that in the middle of a movie, you know, like Hank Pym with the building shrinking, whatever. Yeah. But if that's where your movie ends, you're gonna leave me with questions. You know what I mean? It's like, well, wait a minute.
Like, weren't they toys at the beginning of the movie?
And it's like the movie's a comedy out and out where like they can play that off as kind of a gag. Like, the movie takes that moment seriously, so I'm kind of like, what happens there?
Kind of a lame ending. But hey, it's a cool movie, I guess.
But it is a cool movie. I don't know, I guess, I hate to be so cliche, but I guess I'll say The Iron Giant, because I think a lot of people need to watch it.
Absolutely.
I'll say The Thief and the Cobbler. If you can get your hands on the actual version of that movie that some people have cobbled together, no pun intended. I guess pun intended, because they call it the recobbled cut. Where they took like all the sort of, you know, preliminary animation that he did to fill it out, because there's like 3 versions of that movie, all of them butchered by the studio because it was taking too long, but it's a beautifully animated movie, and definitely something you should go seek out if you can find it. And thank you to my mom for writing comments on the video last time. That was really nice. And thank you to Mia for writing comments on the video. Now you're on the show, so it's not really.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But
hey man,
anyway, next week, what comes out in theaters this weekend?
I don't know, man.
Do we know?
I'm behind on movies, man.
I know. I feel real behind too, because I couldn't.
Let's see.
If Paddington 2 comes out this weekend, I need to go see it. What's out this weekend? Go to like skip to. Oh yeah, you're already on there, Friday.
Call Me By Your Name is coming out.
Oh, Call Me By Your Name is coming out. Maybe we'll go see that.
Mom and Dad with the.
Oh, Mom and Dad with Nick Cage. Maybe we'll do that one because that one just seems.
That's
so
the one
crazy.
I was telling you about, right? Yeah, that one.
Where he smashes a pool table with a sledgehammer and sings the Hokey Pokey.
I love whenever Brendan posts something, it's like, oh, it's got to be good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
You don't hear much from Brendan.
Yeah. Did you see Brendan posted that image from Get Out when the subtitle? It was and the subtitle. It was Bradley Whitford. It was Bradley Whitford from Get Out, and the subtitle was, I would have nominated Get Out for a third time if I could. It's like, oh my god, that was so good. That was so funny. But yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see something this weekend and we'll come talk about it. And if not, then we'll watch something that we've never seen before on Netflix.
We'll talk about it.
And we'll talk about it. Or we'll talk about some movie we love. And we'll always keep you guys up to date on movie news and whatnot. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, at least half of it, I guess. And we'll see you guys next week.
Adios.
Don't forget to follow us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Follow us on Twitter. At MaxBrand with 2 X's.
Yeah.
At SkylarTC, at Mia Fran.
No, it's at That's Mia.
Oh, at That's Mia.
Yeah,
but
my name is
your
Mia
name
Fran.
is Mia Fran.
Yeah, because that's my YouTube
but
name.
The handle is...
Yeah, my Twitter handle is That's Mia.
That's Mia.
Pretty much everything is That's Mia,
So.
and then like the name is Mia Fran.
Well, there you
Also,
go.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to put new videos up at some point.
That one's Mia Fran?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's it for the show. So thanks for listening, guys. Oh, and also remember to follow at Truman Pictures on Twitter. We post every once in a while. And also follow us on Facebook because we post quite a bit on there.
And Instagram.
Yes, Instagram too. In any case, thanks for listening, guys. And we'll be back next week.
See you later,
Adios.
dudes.
Adios.